The R-boat R-130 is a Tier 2 BR-1.7 Minesweeper in the German coastal tree. It's a very powerful ship for its battle rating, uniquely carrying a fully automatic mid-caliber AA gun at a lower BR than any other ships, a 37mm flak Lafette C-36. For some history, the R-boots were minesweepers used by the Kriegsmarine in World War II and the German minesweeping administration afterwards. They're split into a few different classes, three of which are present in War Thunder: R-41, R-130, and R-301. The Indonesian Navy also ordered 10 R-boots after World War II, renaming them to the Palau Rau class. In War Thunder, R-130's primary weapons are two 20mm C-30 cannons. These aren't truly the primary weapon of the ship, though they're considered the primaries in War Thunder. The C-30 is a pretty effective naval cannon for BR-1.7, quickly killing PT boats at close ranges, but struggling with larger ships like sub-chasers. It gets 3 belts: Universal, HET, and APT. The HET belt is easily the best of the three, as R-130 doesn't really face any armored boats where APT would be particularly useful. The C-30 cannons are best left under AI control to deal with aircraft, as there's a far better alternative to them for dealing with ships. Onto the secondary weaponry, a 37mm flak Lafette C-36 autocannon. The C-36 is an extremely powerful main gun, especially for the low battle rating of 1.7. I would highly recommend swapping to manually controlling this gun using the select secondary weapon keybind, which is Alt and 2 by default on PC. The C-36 cannon fires at 240 RPM and never overheats, along with having a completely seamless reload. It can expend all 2,000 shells without ever having to stop, meaning it's extremely easy to just endlessly spam shells out. It's the single strongest weapon at this entire battle rating, rapidly tearing apart any ships that it can possibly face at ranges beyond what many of them can even fight back from, and is the main defining feature of the ship. The gun's firing arc is also excellent. There's only a 20-degree angle towards the front where it can't fire, so it can easily engage everything other than ships straight in front of it. The C-36 gets 3 belts: Universal, HE, and APT. For similar reasons to the 20mm belt selection, the HE belt has significantly higher damage output than the other belts. Last up for weapons, secondary ordnance. R-130 gets 6 depth charges and 12 naval mines. The depth charges are effectively worthless since they're depth charges on a slow vessel. The mines are a bit more interesting, possibly having a use of being dropped in cap points or chokes, but they're also a giant ammo rack at the rear of the ship, and R-130 is too slow to properly use them. The mines also disappear after about 3 minutes to keep them from being abused, along with having team damage enabled since the launch of 2.5. I would suggest just leaving both weapons off. They're not particularly useful. In survivability, R-130 is good enough for its battle rating. 41 crew split into 4 sections, and the ship is relatively large, so it can soak up a bit of damage. The only armor is on the bridge and the gun shield of the 37mm, and neither is really thick enough to stop anything but the most basic of machine guns. R-130 still dies very quickly in combat, like all coastal ships of this battle rating, but it can survive a bit longer in a direct engagement than many other ships. Last comes mobility. R-130 has a top speed of 37 km per hour, which is quite slow, but has excellent turning speed. It's not as bad as it sounds from just the top speed due to that high maneuverability supplementing it. For overall playstyle, R-130 is defined by one thing: its 37mm autocannon. To swap to the 37mm, spot a target, and open fire. It never has to reload and never overheats, so it's easy to just endlessly spam a stream of high damage, high accuracy fire right at the enemy. It's best kept behind the rest of its team, firing over them and avoiding the enemy's notice until they're already getting blasted apart. As with most coastal ships, it's important to react quickly to new targets due to the very fast pace of combat, so rapid maneuvering, target selection, and aim correction are vital. For if R-130 is worth grinding out, absolutely. It's the best vehicle in Germany's 1.7 lineup and maintains its value in the 2.3 lineup, being a highly effective and powerful ship that's very easy to use. It never has to face destroyers due to its low battle rating, so it's great for grinding up to tier 3 in the German tree to pick up the flak barges. Aside from that, it's just fun to play, and I think it also provides an excellent learning tool for figuring out Naval's aiming system, as the main gun has an excellent fire rate and never has to stop shooting. Just holding the fire button and constantly adjusting makes it very quick and easy to learn, so even for someone who's only interested in the larger ships, it can help figure out how to properly aim in Naval. For modifications, I would recommend toolset, fire protection, 37mm HE, rudder replacement, propeller replacement, auxiliary armament targeting, primary armament targeting, and engine maintenance. For crew skills, leadership, crew interchangeability, fire prevention, and ship control. Thank you for watching.